one comes from Brandon, or at Labrador Libre. And he has a question about the Kelowna Accord. And he said, now, for people who may not remember what it was, this was a deal between the Liberal government under Paul Martin a few years ago and First Nations, Inuit, Métis, where they were going to put in about, I think it was $5 billion.
Almost $6 billion in total over 5 years.
Yeah. And that was to address education, living conditions.
And housing, yeah.
So his question to you was, because the NDP played a part in actually killing the Accord by causing the government to fall, where do you stand on the Kelowna Accord principles now?
Mm-hmm. Well, we criticized the Kelowna Accord at the time as being a paltry token gesture towards the real need. I mean, Paul Martin's spending priorities were tax cuts for the wealthy and corporate tax cuts, and then finally, after 13 years, a trickle of money towards the social conditions of First Nations people. We were critical of it. We didn't actually believe him, frankly, because he said that every year. And every year, just give me one more election, we'll start some social spending. And in the meantime, they're spending hundreds of billions of dollars in corporate tax cuts, etc. So there was no reason to believe him because they had no track record. Where do I stand now? That would be one of the pillars that I think we could cooperate on. If we're going to cooperate with the Liberals in the next federal election of 2015, we'd have to agree upon a platform. 5 or 6 things we agree on, and then you just leave the other things to the side. One of them would be a national child care program. One of them would be a Kelowna Accord-like document to turn on the tap of social spending for First Nations, Inuit, and Métis. There's a number of other things that are close to our heart. But to answer the question directly, we would be spending on the social conditions of First Nations, Inuit, and Métis, because I think it's Canada's biggest failure and Canada's biggest shame. But it's wrong to dump it on us that we defeated the Liberals and therefore we defeated the Kelowna Accord. The Liberals defeated themselves. They were an appalling government. They were corrupt. And the people of Canada voted them out, not the NDP. We would spend money on social conditions of First Nations, Inuit, and Métis. And with cooperation with the Liberals, I'm sure we would agree to as well.